Hi, here's a quick update for you for OTS 882. I'm really pleased with the discussion board. It's getting very scholarly. I like that. And it seems like the comments are higher level. We are really having people tell us new things, things we didn't already know. That is fabulous. And if I didn't have this terrible cold, I often sing about that for students, which really makes an impression, or maybe it frightens them. I also really like the way the discussion board is now integrating across chapters in each section. That's really helpful for everyone's learning. In the discussion board in week 2, I wanted to comment on it seems like there's a couple people maybe not quite understanding the idea of pleasure, productivity, and restoration, the key word being and, that those aren't types of occupations, those are blends. And you'll enjoy chapter 16, Karen Etler's development of an instrument that looks at that blend in in person's everyday occupations. It's a great piece. Also, in discussion board in week 2, I was very excited to see the people that were really exploring the concept, the occupation, that the big O of sleep. And for those who are interested, send me an email. I'll give you some references. The father of sleep medicine, his name is Dement, Dement, and one of the key, they call it the Bible of sleep medicine, was prepared by him. It's an edited collection about, yay thick. You'd need to be a library patron to even begin to take a look at that, but it's a wonderful piece. Also in occupational therapy, if you're interested, like I said, send me an email. There is a chapter that I did with one of my PhD students, Karen Summers, in OT in mental health by Stoffel and Brown, which is now being revised for a second edition. And in that chapter, there is an occupational therapy sleep assessment. So I noticed that some of the people discussing sleep were in mental health settings in their practice. And please, if you decide that you're interested in sleep for your capstone, let me know, and I would love to help you. The learning supports, a couple people struggled a little bit. Be sure to respond not only to what is requested by the chapter authors as far as the learning support activity, but also to the rubric and the grading criteria. You need to be able to really show that you're connecting with the chapter concepts, and some people may have missed that. So I think we'll get that. We'll get that under our belts. The bibliographies that I've been reading are incredible, amazing. We're in for a big treat. I'm not going to tell what everybody's looking at, although you're free to share with your colleagues. But week 8, we'll be using those as our readings, and they are going to be incredible papers. Really, really beautiful. Again, with the bibliographies, just a little struggling here and there with watch that rubric. What is it? The rubrics will give you very, very clear explanations of, what's a great example of, what's exemplary, what's satisfactory, what's marginal. So, take a look at those. As far as APA, everybody's doing well. There is still a couple places where my fault for citing it wrong myself, but our text was published in 2014, even though it came out in 2013. It should be cited as 2014. And take a look at the APA tips that are under course documents for citing chapters, contributed chapters that are not by me, but by other researchers that contributed. If you want to cite them in text, you use not my name, but those authors' names. And both the text itself, my chapters or the whole text, and the contributed chapters do not have to be listed. When you do a discussion board post, you do not have to list those in your reference list. A lot of people are still doing that. Hey, extra work. I don't mind if you do it, but you don't have to. just a little caveat. About this time of the semester, every year, I see 2, 3 students who are beginning to struggle. Do not let this class fool you. It looks organized. It looks like mostly readings and, a moderate amount of assignments. Not too bad. Well, it will creep up on you. And it's an intensive. So it's not as easy as it looks. It takes some really deep thinking. I see people who are putting in that time. Let's just say that in the graduate catalog and on your syllabus it says for each credit hour of a graduate class, it is the expectation that you will need 3 to 4 hours of study per credit hour. That's 9 to 12 hours per week of study time for a 3-credit class over 16 weeks. For an 8-week class, oh no, that's 18 to 24 hours of study time per week. So if you feel like the class is starting to slip away from you a bit, take a look at study time, and that'll probably solve the problem. France was great. You can tell I got sick after I got home. I was pushing with the jet lag, and boom. So that's what saved you from the singing. But also, I'm off to AOTA next Thursday morning. If anybody else is going to be at AOTA, send me an email. We can get together. I'd be glad to buy you a glass of wine, or we can sit and chat, whatever might. Or if you have, serious questions you want to ask too. Anyone that's going to be in Nashville, I'd be glad to get together. It's a good time to be able to see each other face to face. So take care. I hope I'm not too slow to respond to you while zooming around AOTA. It's supposed to be the biggest meeting AOTA's ever had. So interesting. Thank you so much. You're all doing great. It is a truly outstanding class. See ya.